Welcome everyone to the Circle Debate Podcast MMA episode number 4. And this is the host, the moderator, the devious one, obviously, here with the familia, the faction, the West Side, the West, here at the Generation West faction. That's right, I have the Miyagi of Miyagis, man. He'll kick your ass, you better watch out. And that is Mr. Jose Vera is welcome back.
What's going on, guys?
And also we have the one and only, he is the one and only, El Director, CK1.
Oh, I like that. I don't know what that was, but it's
that's a director, a director. Because you're a director.
Exotic.
Fancy.
And also we have the authors of pain. These are the authors of pain brothers right here that will bring the pain to you. And these are the hosts of the Championship Online Podcast. We have Alex and Richard Modis, the Modis brothers, the Modis of pain, coming to you.
Whoa. We're forgetting something else. Yeah, I am also the reigning and defending Tapology champion, okay?
Okay, I forgot to mention that. You are the reigning.
He really is. He's crushed it. He got a whole card almost all he got a whole card all right and then one perfect, which was
I just make it look easy.
Okay. So you want me to sound like fucking Buffer? Like Mike Buffer? You want me to say it? Come on, you want me to sound like Mike Buffer? Come on, like the reigning, defending.
Yeah, there you go.
Tapology world champion. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So this week in episode 4 of the MMA podcast, we have a big fight coming up this Saturday. And it's like one of the most stackest cards that I've ever seen. I'm pretty sure my other hosts here have seen as well. And 3 championship titles on the line, and I'm looking forward to it. But before we touch,
you want to hear a pun?
Go ahead.
We've got a championship on the line with 3 championships on the line. What?
There you go.
All right, I'm done.
Now, before we go ahead and touch and look at the MMA card, I mean the UFC 259 card, let's go back and look at a fight that happened about a week ago. An unexpected knockout that nobody ever thought it would have happened. Listen, I'm talking about the Derek Lewis Curtis Blades. Jesus, just that uppercut. He literally walked into that uppercut and was TK'd in the second round. And what I've heard, I mean, you guys correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just only the moderator here, but I heard that Derek Lewis was the underdog on this one. And I think Blades was the favorite.
Big underdog.
Weird.
This was unexpected, so I'll go to you, Mr. Vera. What were your thoughts about that? Did you expected that knockout from Derek Lewis?
I have one regret in that fight, and it's that I didn't put down my bet. I was going to drop some money and put it on Derek Lewis by KO. And I wish I would have done it because I would have made some pretty good money on that. Did I see it coming? I thought he was going to win, honestly. I thought Derek Lewis has the power to take anybody out at any time. And even though he was getting lit up through the rounds, like, in the stand-up, you could tell he was just biding his time, going against the wall, going against the cage so he could stuff the takedown, move around. And then you could see he threw that uppercut just a little bit before that, too, and he kind of missed it. And then I think he saw, okay, I can set it up again. When he shoots in again like this, I can throw that uppercut. And that's exactly what he did. He waited for that shot. He came in from too far. Boom, landed an uppercut from hell. That almost was beautiful as Ngannou's uppercut to Overeem. That's the best uppercut ever.
Yeah.
But this was, up there with that kind of knockout. I mean, but you could tell, like, he studied him because he was patient through the whole fight. Like, he didn't get reckless, throwing punches, trying to take him out. Like, he was calm through, every round. He just kind of, took his time, threw his punches, threw some jabs, threw some kicks. Even I think he tried a jumping kick or a jumping knee at one point. Just waited him out, trying to kind of feel him out, see what he was going to do. And you could tell he was waiting for that shot, that perfect shot where he's going to come in, head up high, hands out, and just time that uppercut, or straight punch. But he timed that uppercut beautifully. Oh, yeah. I mean, he was out even when they were announcing his name. I think he was just coming to. I mean, that's how bad that knockout was.
Oh my!
I felt bad for Ruben Blades because every time he's just about there to get that title shot, something goes wrong for the poor guy. And he's a top elite athlete. I mean, he's top notch. But Derek Lewis, one punch, you never know. He could take you out at any time. Great fight, though. Great fight.
Absolutely, it was a great fight. I was not expecting that at all, though. But it was great. Both of them trading so many like heavy hitting punches and just shoots. And shit. I mean, I
Blades was dominating the fight. Don't get me wrong. Like, he was dominating that fight up until that last punch. It's the same thing that he did to Volkov. Volkov was winning that whole fight the whole time, and then what happened? Last few seconds, dropped his hands. Boom, he's out.
4
I think it was like
4 minutes into the 5th round. Some crazy
something ridiculous. I think he had less than a minute left in the 5th in that round.
Yeah, CK1, go ahead. What are your thoughts about that?
450. I was exactly correct. That is crazy. I had that down to the second. I said, oh my god. All right, I need to stop watching. So was it a surprise to me? No. No offense to anybody that did. Was it unexpected? Not really. Derek Lewis is hard to finish, and he hits as hard as he is hard to finish. All it takes from Derek is one. He's very similar to Mark Hunt in the sense I think his wrestling is definitely a lot better and he doesn't get tapped out as much. I mean, DC does, but I mean,
100%.
DC is definitely going to tap almost 99%.
Yeah.
Cage, not named John Jones. He gets left. Anyways, I was not surprised by that per se. I knew leading up to that, Curtis said that why would I risk standing up with this guy when I'm like, Division 2 wrestler, all-star, national, whatever his credentials are high level.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, why would I get paid to get knocked out when I can just out wrestle this guy? And I mean, he just gave the game away right there. But I mean, people know that that's what he's going to do. And Derek knew that was what he was going to do. He changed levels, caught him coming in. That uppercut was not an accident. And I think it may have been the first clean shot of the fight that Derek landed. I'd have to go back and have to watch, but it wasn't like in the Usman Burns fight where there was a couple of clean shots that landed leading up to a TKO. This was a one and done KO, eyes rolling in the back of his head before he hit the mat. And Derek, to his credit, landed one more that was almost as hard as the initial uppercut. It was basically the beast bomb, patenting that title right there. Very similar to when Hendo landed
the Hendo bomb.
Yeah, it's the H bomb, but with Derek, it's the beast bomb. Yeah. And he said, like, ref wasn't there. I mean, I don't want that. If you saw the tweet, okay, we're all pro wrestling marks. If you saw Derek Lewis's tweet, I think someone asked him why you hit him one more time and you knew his out. I was like, I don't want him to sit. You don't hit the guy when the ref comes in. He can sit up like Undertaker, come back to life. I'm like, that was almost the tweet verbatim. I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but it was basically an Undertaker reference about getting up. And yeah, for sure, man, your job is to finish the fight, and ref's not there. It's kind of on the refs. If he dies, he dies. That's the Herb Dean motto.
Right? He dies.
Lately, it has been.
Dude, it's been like that. I mean, I can count. He's the new Mazzagatti for sure.
That's a little too much.
Wow.
That was a low blow.
Yeah,
sorry, Herb.
The fight was going to go the two directions it was going until it didn't. It was going to go Curtis's way, where he was going to out wrestle and out grapple and kind of wear that engine down, or he was going to get finished in one shot, and that's what ended up happening. It was just what happened. I don't know where this settles the heavyweight division because we got Jones jumping the line. Derek essentially is number 3, I believe, in my books. 1 and 2 fighting for the belt, and then Jones coming out of nowhere, not out of nowhere, but all the way up to title shot of the winner of Ngannou versus Miocic. Yeah, that's basically it, man. The dust settles, and I think if Lewis takes another fight, it'd have to be a rematch of some kind because I can't think of anyone at heavyweight that he hasn't already fought that's not already fighting for the title. He's never fought Stipe. That's absolutely correct, I believe.
Right.
And that's the only fight in the division that he hasn't fought that would be worth it. I don't think he would fight someone in the top 15. Why the fuck would he do that?
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Blades, yeah. Blades is young. Only been finished twice before that. Ngannou's got his number. I don't think there's a universe where Ngannou doesn't beat Curtis. It's just is what it is. It's like I was saying this about Chuck and Tito before that third fight. But is what that is. And then like Rampage and Chuck.
Yeah.
Rampage has Chuck's number. Some people just have the formula for certain opponents and styles make fights. And Blades' wrestling is amazing, but Ngannou and Derek just need one, and they both have proved it. Fuck. If Alistair's already retired, give him Derek. Fuck it. If he's not retired, that's the only other matchup I think that people would want to tune in for.
Yeah, Derek did call him out. He does want that Overeem fight.
That would be the last person I could think of. Derek hasn't fought that's worth fighting in the division, but he would lose a big spot in the top 5 if he did.
That's the problem with that fight.
Yeah.
It's like a huge step down for him.
It's risk versus reward on that one, man. He can sit back. He can wait for the Jones fight to accumulate and see if he takes it and whatever. But that could be up to a year from now because
Well, because the other fight that we're talking about possibly was going to be Cyril Gane if he had like a big win this weekend.
Yeah, I can see.
But the way it went, I don't see it happening right now.
That could be like, I mean, the Gane Roisenstrike fight. That was like who deserves to be in the top 10 if they already won,
right
for sure.
Yeah,
it was kind of like a coming, not a coming of the guard, but like who's the next big deal,
right?
So
but neither one really stepped up. So I don't see that.
Yeah, Derek could
fight
be
happening
for either one of those guys.
Yeah,
yeah. I guess the Gane fight. I mean, that's on paper that makes enough sense. Like, if he needs to fight somebody, if he's getting an itchy trigger finger down there in Louisiana, he can take that fight. But I don't recommend it.
But I could see him getting the Overeem fight just because Overeem is coming down, and you know, Overeem does want that another shot, and if he beats Lewis, that could be his 20th time to maybe possibly come back for a belt.
Yeah, that could be. He said he's. I got one more run in me. He said for the past 20 losses. So
right, exactly.
I mean, as long as.
But he always comes back. He's like Arlovsky. He always finds a way to come back, and
I mean, Arlovsky just.
Although Arlovsky just lost, and you could tell it was a mental mistake. It was a mental mistake.
And then he got tap, man. It's like the only second time he's ever been tapped.
He didn't defend anything. That's the problem. I think something happened.
Right? Or did he tap a Liniak? No, Liniak got him, right, in Russia?
Who, Arlovsky?
Yeah, right?
I don't think they fought.
Or Barnett.
No, it was Barnett. I think Barnett got him.
Barnett tapped him. That's right. My bad. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Bring Barnett back. Have him just tell USADA to take a day off. And
he's in Bellator.
Back, dude.
Yeah, he's in Bellator right now.
He's having a great time in Bellator and running his blood sport. That's what he loves to do.
Yeah,
and his whiskey, selling his whiskey.
Yeah, and selling his whiskey as well. I need to try that shit, by the way.
But
Me too,
my final thoughts on the current state of the heavyweight division.
All right, so let's go with Alex. What are your thoughts about this?
Derek Lewis look good. I mean, there's times where like Lewis, I always pick Blades winning, and there's a few times I always pick somebody else over Lewis, and Lewis ends up winning. But then there's times where I do pick Lewis winning, and he ends up losing. So it's like, I don't know. Like I picked him when he fought Dos Santos. Like I thought he was going to kill Dos Santos, and Dos Santos beat him. So it's like you just never know what you're going to get with Lewis. But these past 4 fights, he's been winning. He's in a 4-fight winning streak. And I was really impressed with the knockout because like when he uppercut him, he timed it with the takedown, which when you throw an uppercut, it's so hard because when you throw an uppercut, you got to throw it all the way up to the top. And he did such a short little uppercut. And that just shows how much power he has, just a little punch like that.
It reminded me of when Mark Hunt knocked out Roy Nelson. It was very short, very in the clinch.
Yeah.
It was a very similar looking knockout where it didn't need much power. But it definitely needed power. It didn't need much distance to generate that power. So very, very similar. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, that was very similar because they're both hard to knock out. And 6 inches of death right there.
And they both don't need a lot of room to throw that knockout power.
No,
right.
Very short distance. They can knock your head off.
Carwin needed like 4 inches to send you to the next nether realm.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, he looked good. I mean, it just shows he's evolving every fight. He's getting better. Like you said, a fight with Stipe, or maybe he could puts him in line. Maybe he faces the winner between him and Nagano. But then again, John Jones is in there, so I mean, I would like
John Jones, man, wild card.
Yeah.
I mean,
and whether or not he even makes it to that fight, which is not. I mean, who knows?
If I was a matchmaker, I would probably put John Jones in that card with Miocic and Nagano and put him against Lewis or someone as a co-main, because I know like they're going to give John Jones the title shot. He's going to fight the winner between Nagano and Miocic, but I don't know. I would like to see him fight at least like a tune-up fight for a heavyweight.
Yeah, but I don't think he wants to risk that. He's already got that title opportunity. He doesn't want to look bad and be like, oh, he got smoked by some other, heavyweight that wasn't even a champion. And then he's got to go back to 205. And I think he doesn't want to deal with that.
It's going to be for the belt.
Yeah. Because if he loses, like, oh, well, it's his first time at heavyweight. He went for the title. Too fast. He gets that warm-up fight. It's like, oh, he never belonged there.
But like a card-wise, like if you had that, like that would be a really
that'd be amazing.
Card.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. But I don't think Jones is going to be for it. I don't see Jones taking it.
I think Jones
wants to go title.
Promoting too. Especially promoting it, like
he's gonna have to go on world tour, or essentially, press tour at least.
Yeah,
world tour would be crazy.
Because we've seen the past where guys go up the division.
If anything, I miss besides the crowd is the tours, man. Like,
oh yeah,
definitely. All right, Richard.
I'm always going to be biased with certain fighters, especially if they come from a wrestling background, because I started martial arts and wrestling, so right away I was hoping for Blades. But with Lewis, I mean, you can never count him out. Like Alex was saying with the Volkov fight, he just needs one shot. He's proven it. The guy has 25 wins, and 20 out of those 25 wins are all by knockout. But the only thing I'm kind of disliking how like Dana White was treating Blades, with he's a boring fighter. But if you look, he has 14 wins, and 10 out of those 14 wins are by knockout. Also, they're just not as impressive as Lewis.
Right.
Lewis makes him look beautiful in a highlight reel. But Blades is dangerous. He's wrestling, and he has a knockout power. But knowing this fight, when I was watching it, I said either it's going to be a knockout for sure by Lewis, or it's going to be a decision for Blades. So I was like, it has to pass the first 2 rounds. Yeah, past the 2 rounds, and we see from there, and it didn't make it. So not a big surprise from Lewis.
Yeah, no, I agree, because that's how I felt too. If it was gonna go past 2 rounds, then I think that would have been Blades right there, by decision. Yeah, in my opinion, because
and Blades gets a lot of heat. I mean, the guy's been fighting for what, 8-10 years, and he only has 2 losses, and those 2 losses versus Nagano.
Yeah.
He's fighting the best in the heavyweight division, and he still gets trashed on. And then he comes here, and then he loses to Lewis, so he has to kind of start over again. So it kind of hurts to see him go back in the line. I feel that fighters are boring, or the wrestlers, Dana White kind of wants to push him aside, and then he has to start again. He has to win another 4 fights, and let's see if he gets in title contention again.
Yeah,
that's what kind of sucks.
He's been like that. If you go back and watch Ultimate Fighter heavyweights with where Roy Nelson was on the season, him and Dana White got into it about the winning versus the finishing, and Dana White said, "I don't give a shit if you win; it's how you win." And Roy Wilson's like, "My hand's getting raised. What are you talking about?" He's like, "We want exciting fights." He's like, "I just won the fight. What the fuck is the difference?" I'm in that lane. Like, as far as I agree with Nelson as far as if you win in a way that someone doesn't like, that's the fault of the loser for not being able to stop that path.
Exactly.
And Agreed. If your hand's raised, I honestly am past all I need finishes. If someone doesn't get finished, great. But if they can't win the fight, that's also their fault.
Yeah. I mean, Corey Anderson got pissed off and left.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But the thing is, the whole thing, expecting, at that upper echelon, you can't expect always a finish. I mean, it comes down not only to a tactic, there's a game plan that they got to follow to get victory. You lose, I mean, you're losing half your pay because you don't win the win bonus.
Which is,
and aside from that, now you're going back in line. Let's say you get knocked out horrifically. Now you're a meme, you're the laughing stock, and you got to go back to the beginning. It's like, why are you going to sacrifice your career for trying to get a knockout when you could maybe win with a good game plan? Maybe it goes all around, all 3, all 5, but you're continuing your win streak. You continue to advance your career. Yeah. It might take you a little longer, but I don't see the point of throwing it away. It just make no sense. When Dana says that, like he said with Cyril Gahn this week, I'm like, look, the guy got experience. He won. He did what he needed to do. And, that's what matters. What, you want him just to go out there and try and knock out Rosenstruck, who could knock his head off, and all of a sudden he gets his first loss badly. He gets hurt, and now he's got to start all over. Come on, man. That makes no sense. I know he's talking as a promoter, but, let's get realistic too, man. The guys are here to win, make their careers, take home some money, go back to see their families, not get their heads knocked off and, get CTE later down the line just to make you happy.
Yeah, I compared it to, I've done this before on this podcast where we compare it to other sports where, imagine the Patriots, the Patriots just ran a really slow running game. And even though they won, they're not going into the Super Bowl because there weren't crazy passing plays with crazy flashy jukes and jives. Imagine if that's how other sports worked.
Yeah.
Oh, you were but you were always getting 3-pointers, so you lose. What the he didn't do a backflip on that dunk. Wasn't the points weren't as expensive or whatever. Let me get get your hand raised.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the only sport where you can let the president trash, your own product and your own
fighters.
I would never see Roger Goodell, saying, Mahomes look like trash today. He just didn't want it. He didn't want it.
Go back to when Ronda Rousey lost. She deserves it. She's a bad person. I don't like Ronda no more. She deserves that loss. Shut up, dude. You get in the cage.
Exactly right. He's just like
go get another stunner from Stone Cold, bro.
Well, he did box though. He boxed at LA Fitness. I mean, he's got experience.
Right?
He knows what CT is like. He boxed at LA Fitness, so he knows what it's like. He was a boxer.
But the other person.
That guy. The stuff that comes out of his mouth sometimes, like, dude, just
Yeah.
be quiet.
He talks.
Yeah.
He talks like he's
He
done
talked
it.
about
Like, he
CT,
talks like
knowing
he-
about CT because he's been in there. It's like, no, you haven't, bro.
No,
Like
he talks like he
you're-
was a world champion.
yeah, like he's been in these
like,
great
you told-
wars. It's like you ran a boxing gym and you kind of showed like you did like those LA fitness classes, bro. Like you didn't spar. You weren't in there with like world
No.
champions getting beat up. Like, oh man, you don't know what these guys go through day in and day out.
Coached a bunch of housewives.
Yeah, man. Nah,
He did
come on.
Tybo with Billy.
Yeah, Billy Blanks. Yeah, that's what he was doing. Come on, man.
You know who that is, bro. That's
Wow.
No, I know Billy Blanks.
you
Yeah.
probably know him personally, right?
No, I don't know Billy Blanks personally, but I mean, I know him from years ago. Like,
Yeah, no, I've seen him last.
I remember his kickboxing career, his great movies, and that wonderful commercial he's got going on right now.
That's
Yeah.
Geico commercial or some bullshit.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Oh, wow.
let's
All
get to
All right.
line, man, because that's where the party starts.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Now let's get to the party. Let's get to the party now. That is UFC 259. Now, before we get into that, remind you, ladies and gentlemen, I know, look, I'm just a moderator, all right? I'm not going to do my typology. So I'm going to let the world champ speak his moment since he did it off the air. Now you're going to do it here in the air because you're defending your typology world championship against these other three individuals. So what would you like to tell your opponents coming up?
I mean, come on. I mean, UFC 257, that's when I won the title, made it look easy. And then UFC 258, I mean, we added another guy. We added Jose in this. And
a professional fighter.
And it wasn't even a competition. I mean, I won it by a landslide. I mean, I thought it was going to be competitive. I mean, geez. I mean, you got Jose, much respect. He's a black belt. But when it comes to predicting, he's a white belt. I mean,
Oh my God.
and then you got Chris, looks like a rock star, he looks the part, he talks a lot, about MMA. He's very knowledgeable about it, but he's a rookie when it comes to predicting. I mean, he could talk the talk, but you can't walk the walk, And then you got Ivan, the devious one. I mean, there's nothing devious about it, man. He's just scared, he runs and he just sits there. He doesn't put a card out. You got to put a card out, man. You see the devious, man. Prove it. Yeah, and then he just doesn't do it. And Rich, my brother, you taught me everything about MMA, but I mean, have you seen his cards? Have you seen his predictions? It's like this first time he's watching MMA.
Wow.
And there goes your promo, ladies and gentlemen. He's calling us out, and I want to.
I am not impressed by your performance.
Little GSP.
I'm down on my knees. I'm on my knees for you. Title shot. I think I deserve it. I am the best fighter in the world. Sorry, that's my best friend Jack. I can't do better than that.
And then with UFC 259, spoiler alert, and still.
Just for that, I am going to do my typology this week.
Wow.
Let's go.
Now I'm going to
I'm
do
out of
that.
retirement.
You're coming. I'm coming out of retirement, bro. Now I'm going to end up doing all right.
It's more work for me, man. Fuck that shit.
You see, it's more work for him because
I gotta find all your numbers. I gotta crop it all. I gotta add the.
Oh, man. There goes your Sunday night.
Right. There goes
No, I do that shit like 30 minutes before we go live. Just trying to make shit fit. I'm like, oh no, which one was Richard? I'm like, oh no.
So, anybody has anything to say to the world champ right here of typology?
Gonna be red panty night. Break out the red panties.
I hear this all day. I
Speechless.
live with this guy.
Yeah, well, you live with him. So you should.
practicing in the back.
Oh man.
Speechless.
Oh, right, yeah. Now you get. Oh my God, you see? Wow.
Like I said, if you
Speechless.
ain't first, you last.
All right,
Wow.
all right, Ricky Bobby.
Bobby. Shake and bake.
Shake and bake. All right,
I
so
don't know
let's.
what to do with my hands.
So you wake up in the morning and pick excellence. That's what you do. All right. So they did mention to Dominic Cruz about, hey, how did you feel being in the prelims? he didn't care. He's like,
I loved his answer. His answer.
Yeah.
What do I care?
Yeah, what do I care? Like very simple. And I love the fact that he's like that he has a mentality. Like he's still getting a payday regardless, even doesn't matter if it's a freaking pre-lift or not.
He's a Zen man. Dominic Cruz has always just been a master.
Yeah.
But if he loses, it's because the ref is drinking, okay?
Peterson putting down a bit of the old proper whiskey.
Yeah.
Oh,
What did he say? He smelled like whiskey and cigarettes, right? That's
Yeah.
what he said last time.
He probably did, but I don't think that affected Cejudo kicking your head into the third row.
No. Oh, wait. What about what's his name? Borrachina coming out saying that he couldn't sleep before his fight,
wine?
and he drank a bottle of wine. So he
Wine.
wasn't
I
all
can't
there.
believe he came out and said that. Does he not understand that does not help?
Hey, not only Costa, even with the Costa the night before, I guess he was heavily drinking the day before.
Yeah, that's what he says.
Yeah, and then he was like,
He's like, I was slow. I didn't feel anything.
It's
Like,
the Breakfast of Champions.
It
Jones
seemed like
did
you
it for
felt
years.
something.
yeah,
Yeah, bro.
Well,
He felt the first kick.
don't been doing
Yeah.
the other one though, you know. He's like,
Oh yeah.
he was doing the other one, not just alcohol. He was doing the other one. So a way to quicker.
This one sounded almost as ridiculous as Wilder with his the weights, the suit I came out with made my legs tired.
Jesus.
Oh,
my
God, are you serious?
It
Your
was
outfit
80
made you tired.
pounds.
Okay.
All right, so let's go ahead and jump on the main card now. So let's start with the first fight. So the first one we do have Thiago Santos, and as he's gonna go on facing one-on-one with Mr. Keys. Man, so CK1, take it away. What do you got on this one?
Yeah, let me make sure that I'm
I can see it, by the way.
No, I know you can see. I'm making sure Rakic is the guy that I'm thinking of. Yeah, he's the guy that did that fucking crazy head kick combo with Jimmy Manoa in the first round. This is going to be way to start a pay-per-view. I wish there were people in the audience for this one.
Yeah.
This is going to be like man, a world champion kickboxer with 6 weapons versus a guy who literally stores hammers for hands.
And on his chest.
And on his chest. That's where I was going with that exactly. It looks like the odds are for Santos, but that might just be experience and coming off of that Jones fight, where this is.
Well, he lost to Glover.
Yeah, he lost to Glover.
Oh, that's true. Sorry. 2 losses in a row. So, but he's still the favorite in this. I think again that's still the experience versus Rakic. I think this might be his first main card pay-per-view fight. He beat Anthony Smith. That was the main event? Okay.
No, that was the main event. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was almost 4 or 6 months ago. Cool. What I think is going to happen is Rakic is going to be Rakic. Is he Croatian? That'll help me say his name right.
I believe so.
I believe he is.
If he is Croatian, it's Rakic.
He's from Austria.
Oh, Austria.
Oh, same thing. Okay. It's going to be his speed and accuracy versus just throwing bolos for the fences, and that both of those styles work for both of those men. I can see Santos just putting his chin down and swinging a bolo at haymaker and just landing it and finishing him quick, or Rakic picking him apart and doing it in the second. It's going to be speed versus power, though. That's the best I got for you guys. It's going to go one of 2 ways for sure. I don't see a decision at all. I'll be very impressed if it goes to a decision.
All right, Richard, what do you got on this one?
I'm gonna go with Santos. I know he's coming off a loss to Teixeira, and to me, what a shame that Teixeira isn't getting the shot. I was really rooting for him to hopefully get the title shot. I don't want to get too much into it, but I was hoping a Cinderella story, but that's not going to happen. But with Thiago Santos, I see him getting a knockout win. He lost to Teixeira, and before that, he lost a split decision to Jones. A lot of people thought Santos won. I thought Santos won, but it was a close split. I see Thiago KOing. What is it again? Rakic?
Rakic?
Yeah, Rakic.
Rakic?
Sorry, bro.
Yeah. Rakic, Rakic,
everybody says it differently. I mean, people still don't know how to say Steve name right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, exactly. So Rakic, you look at his record, he's 13-2. I mean, he had a lot of experience, but he defeated Smith before, his last fight. And before that, he had a split decision versus Volkan. Volkan, in his own right, was a title challenger. But for me to see that versus split, and yeah, you'd beat Smith, but I just don't think He has enough experience to defeat Santos. I think he's gonna have a tough bout in standing, and I think Santos KOs him.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, what round?
Yeah.
What round?
I'll go second round.
Oh, okay. Second round. All
Yeah.
right. I like that.
I think he has something to prove.
Okay, definitely. Yeah, especially back-to-back losses. You can't afford to lose the third one. You cannot. All right, Alex, what do you got on this one?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Santos too. I just feel like he lost to Glover, but you got to realize like that was like his first fight since Jones, and I think it was like a 2-year layoff. I think he had. So I think with this one, he's gonna be much healthier and more prepared. And I see this since I can see Rakic going for kind of like the same game plan with Glover, try and go for the takedown. But I feel like Santos is going to be ready to defend that. And I see Santos knocking him out probably in the first round.
Oh, nice. I love that. Mr. Vera, who do you got on this one?
I think it's going to be a majority decision here as Thiago Santos. My decision was with Thiago Santos coming off of
very,
2 losses.
Very specific. Very
wow. Surprising, I know. No, Thiago Santos, I think he's got something to prove. He's coming off those 2 back-to-back losses.
Yeah.
With John Jones, after that split decision loss, he had some injuries to recover from. I think
it was both of his knees? Both knees.
Both his knees. And I think he came back a little too soon from 2 knee surgeries. And that Glover Teixeira, I think he wasn't really ready 100%. He needed to take a different fight. But with his status at that point, I think it was going to be hard to give him like a tune-up fight. So they gave him Glover, which was a tough fight. Glover's always a tough fight coming out to, no matter what. I mean, that guy's an animal.
Santos had him a couple moments early in round 1.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good fight, but I mean, Glover pulled it out. He's long as the tooth, man. That guy's been around for a long time.
Oh yeah, man.
He's like the second. That guy's like super Randy Couture right now.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
100%.
I love that. I love that analogy. Very true. Very, very true.
Yeah, it's gonna be a slugfest. Both guys. I think what is that? I saw this. Strikes landed per minute 4.36 for Santos, 4.66 for Rakic. Striking accuracy is close, 48% to 54%. I mean, they both land the same, absorb about the same amount of punches. Takedown defense, it's higher for Rakic at 89%. Takedown defense for Santos, 64%. But I think he's got something to prove. I don't see this going to the ground at all with either one of these guys. I think Santos is going to take it. It's going to be TKO in the 3rd round, though. I think it's going to go a little bit longer. It's going to be a tougher fight. It's not going to be that easy. I think it's going to be a tougher fight than a lot of people are expecting. But look for Santos to come ready. I think he's going to be more healed up. He's taking his time to really prepare for this fight, and he's going to be hungry. I think TKO in the 3rd for sure.
Nice. That's safe.
Nice.
Not safe, but that's I like that. So not the majority decision. You were kidding on that?
Oh, I was kidding. Totally kidding.
Okay.
This is not going to decision. This is not going to decision. That's totally joking.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have to. This is a tough one for me, man, because they're both, how you say, you're absolutely right. They're not going to go on the ground. They're really going to go tough.
No.
You're going to duke it out. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, unless Santos is like, this guy's striking is as accurate as mine. Let me go where he's not good, which might be the ground. I mean, that would be a game plan, but got too much. I think he's got too much Han in him to want to just go to the ground. He wants to.
No, Rocket's got really good takedown defense. I mean, 89%. That's a high percentage for a striker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he's got really solid takedown defense.
Yeah, I think Santos just wants to punch you in the face. That's game plan 1.
Pretty much.
1 and 2.
Right.
There's so much power too.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh man, this is gonna be a great opener. Especially this is gonna be the first fight. Man, this is gonna be.
I'm so sad. There's no crowd for these right now.
Yeah,
and he knocked out the light heavyweight champ too before those decision losses.
Yeah,
he knocked out Blachowicz.
Yeah,
too,
he did.
So, I mean,
he did. I
know,
going to recall that. Yeah, I mean, and in regard to what Richard said about Teixeira not getting a shot, I'm with you on that. It should have been a good Cinderella story for him to get, but with Adesanya coming in that division. So,
and Teixeira's beating him too. It would have been a rematch. Teixeira has a win over Blachowicz.
Okay. Definitely. All right, let's go ahead and move to number 2, the second fight on the main card. So we have Islam Makhachev and Drew Dober. That's good. That's another tough one, man. So I'll go to you again, Mr. Vera. What do you got on this one?
Man, this is a tough fight to pick from. Both are tough guys. Makhachev, they're calling him the new Khabib, the next coming of Khabib is what they're calling him. Both DC and all his coaches. I mean, talking highly of him.
Is he the cousin or not the cousin?
No, he's not the cousin.
Okay.
They're just at the same camp, same area.
I know
Yeah.
fighting. I have no offense.
No, he's got a cousin, and I think that's fighting. But no, I think they have the same last name. The cousin.
Yeah,
that
no
fights.
offense to the culture. I'm just trying to keep track of who's related. If you're scanning in a photo with Khabib and someone says his cousin's in the photo, I'm not going to know which one.
No, but I think Islam is going to take this win. Honestly, 18-1, great record, fighting on the southpaw. His takedown is going to be amazing. I mean, that's where the fight's going to come to an end. It's his takedowns. He's also got really good striking, actually. Which a lot of people are saying he's much better at this point than Khabib was, especially with his striking. Even to Khabib's striking now, I think he's better than him at this point. He's got solid striking, really good takedowns, really good. His big thing is control. He's got that same control as Khabib on the top, and I think that's where he's going to smash him. Yeah. He's going to take Drew Dober down, hold him down, control him, and smash him. Take him out. I mean, the guy's got a takedown defense of 93%. It's insane. So you're definitely not taking him down. Definitely not taking him down. And then he doesn't absorb a lot of punishment either. I mean, he absorbs per minute. He absorbs 0.76 punches per round. That's nothing. It's not even a punch per round.
Less than one punch per round.
Less than one punch per round. Oh. While Dober takes 4.12% punches per minute. So he gets punched. But he wants to get punched. He'll take punches to give a punch, Dober's a striker. He could take you down too. He's got decent wrestling, solid wrestling, I should say, coming out of Colorado. But I see Makhachev making a statement here and winning this one by TKO in the second.
Ooh, there you go. I love that. Yeah. I love that. All right, Alex.
Yeah, I'm going to go with agree with him too. I'm going to go with Islam. I like Dober. I mean, he's fought for the UFC for a very long time. He's also in the winning streak too. I mean, I saw his last fight against Hernandez, and he looked really, really good, really impressive. But yeah, I don't see him stopping the takedowns. I mean, unless if he could defend him and keep it on the feet, I think Dober has a really good chance of knocking him out. But I don't see that happening. I just see Islam just doing a wrestling clinic on him and getting the decision win.
All right. So
and Islam hasn't lost since 2015, and he lost by a split decision. So, I mean, oh no, actually, sorry, that was about loss by TKO.
TKO,
yeah, Adriano Martins. Yeah, sorry, my bad.
Oh, you're all good, man. It was within 2 minutes, so that might have been just one of those things where right punch at the right time.
Yeah.
But man, Islam has impressed everyone. Like how Jose said it. Like he is like the next Khabib. He's definitely is. I mean, shit. I mean, his last fights that I've seen, especially against Arman, that fight.
The Arman was.
Oh my god, that
was a great fight.
Great fight, and did not expect that from Islam. But I loved it overall because they traded, and then not only that, this guy could take a punch.
Yeah,
he has a jaw that he's able to take. I'm like, fuck. So I'm very intrigued to see Dober to see, and he's a heavy hitter too. So I'm just like, me personally, I will go with Islam on that one for sure. Because I'm a big fan. I'm already becoming a big fan of his works, looking at his previous fights. But how Alex said about Dober as well, he just can't sleep on the guy as well.
Drew Dober's the dog, man. That guy, he comes to fight.
He's tough, very tough.
He's a tough guy, yeah.
Definitely. Richard, what do you got on this one?
Dober, first round knockout. No, I'm just playing.
I was waiting for him to come on, man.
I was like, huh?
I'll get into that point of view in a second, I promise.
No, in all reality, I like Dober. He's a durable fighter. He has a tough chin. Like he was saying, he'll take, a couple punches to throw him back. But at the end of the day, I had a coach, he'd say, oh, we're going to have the best conditioning and to be durable. That's great, but if I don't have the offense to do it, then it's useless. So I'm going to get my ass kicked for 5 minutes or however long the fight is. And I don't think – he's a well-rounded fighter, but I don't think he has enough tools to stop Islam's takedowns. I mean, you see his mentor, you see Khabib, you see the whole AKA camp. Those guys, once they take you down, there's no getting up from that. Their pressure is unbearable how much, they put you down in that man, you can't go up. And he'll just break them down, and I think Islam – wins by submission. I'm saying submission I'm saying third round submission.
Wow. Okay. I love that.
Yeah.
Something different. All right. El director. Floor is yours. Director.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, man. Both points of view on this are that Islam can smash you and control you, get that Dagestani handcuff on you, and take you out with whatever means he wants to. And then also, I mean, Dober also comes in fast and he comes in hot and he comes in banging. His last two finishes in his last two fights were in less than a minute, or about a minute or so. So both of those approaches to this fight and those results can happen. Drew can come out like he always does, dog on fire. He never leaves a fight unbleeding. I think every highlight reel of him, he's got something on his face. That can very realistically happen. He can come in and know that the game plan is like, I got to finish this guy quickly before he can get a hold of me and, basically gas me or submit me from not being able to defend grapple after grapple exchange. That being said, that is exactly what I think Islam is probably going to do, is going to find a way to not get hit, take him down, wear him out. And if he doesn't get unanimous decision, sorry, brain fart, the majority decision thing threw me off. He can probably get a submission on him. Islam's record is very even. He's got, almost even, 7 submissions, 8 decisions, 3 knockouts, where most of Drew's losses are either by submission or decision. So one guy's weaknesses are the other guy's strength. So with that being said, I think it's probably, I'm going to say, if my Tapology is going to say Islam decision, just to play it safe on that one. But I would love to see a quick, fast, furious knockout from Dober. That would be where my heart's at, but my brain says otherwise.
Yeah, I think Islam's camp is. I think AK knows that that's what Druber's plan is going to be.
Yeah,
take him out early, and he comes in swinging, and that's where he's going to duck down, hit that double, take him down, control him.
Exactly that. For sure.
But Dober's best bet is that first round. Take him out. If he goes past that first round, I don't see victory for the guy.
Past, I think, like 350, it's not going to be good.
Yeah.
Definitely, that'll be Islam's for sure. All right, now let's go to the first title defense out of the 3.
Bam! The first title defense for Mr. Peter Yan.
That's right, Peter Yan.
I love that he's
Sterling.
I love that he's very undisputedly the champion too. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. There's no controversy. There's no he didn't beat a interim champ. There wasn't a weird thing. He is cleanly the bantamweight champion, and it is within 4 years of his UFC career, something like that. I'd have to look.
About so. Well, yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Take it away. You got it. Go for it.
3 years. It'll be 3 years this June. That is insane. There have definitely been quicker title wins within your debut, but that is up there in the top. I'd say at least 10 fastest career UFC title win performances. The opposite end of that would be Michael Bisping. It took him 15 years.
Don't be hating on Bisping.
He did it with one eye. That's impressive.
I know.
Yes, but one eye, bro.
That's the play that made me love Bisping more than anything on the planet. That is one of the more satisfying KOs of ever all time, but that's a different list. Yeah, goddamn. Sterling has just been grinding for this title shot, man. He gets like 3 in a row, gets the title shot, and then gets 12-second head kick by Marlon Moraes. And that is just the story of his career. Comes out in his last fight and just smokes Corey Sandhagen in like 48 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
That looked like, what that fight, the Sandhagen and Sterling fight, that looked like Jose Vera versus Chris Kennedy right now. That is how hot knife through butter he tore through Sandhagen, and that was only Sandhagen's like second loss in forever.
Oh yeah.
Who is now on his route to probably getting the winner of this fight. The winner of this fight is, in my opinion, definitely going to be Peter Yan, give or take how it happens. I love Sterling. I love that Cerro Longo camp. I love Aljo. I love everybody in that corner. I love hearing him and Al Quinta talking shit. They have a frat. They have a house together where they sell houses. It is the funniest duo right now. That being said, Sterling's going to have to do something crazy to keep it off the ground, where he is not uncomfortable. But from a submission perspective, Yan can get on top and smash you like he did Aldo, who is, you could say, arguably a better jiu-jitsu player than Sterling. And I'm not trying to use MMA math here, but Aldo couldn't do anything from his back against Yan, who was just hitting him 400 times a second. I think it's going to be a very similar thing. It's going to start on the feet like all fights do. There's going to be a furious exchange. I think Sterling's going to get rocked, and I think Yan's going to take him down and just pound him out. inside of 2.5 rounds. That's my prediction right there.
Ooh, okay.
I would love to see the Crown Prince of Long Island get that belt, but my heart and my brain know the difference, and that's what I'm going with.
All right, I love it. Richard, talk to me, baby.
I pretty much agree with what he said. Aljamain Sterling, long overdue. He's been waiting for his shot, but I don't see it happening. Peter Yan, just looking at his record, is pretty even with his wins. I mean, he has 7 wins by knockout, 7 wins by decision. So it could go either way, but I see him getting the TKO win in Sterling for sure.
Okay, definitely. Alex.
Yeah, I mean, I like Sterling. I mean, he looked really good against Sanhagen, especially in the team he's training with. If he's gonna have a team that's known for doing upsets, of course, this is with Matt Serra and Ray Longo, especially what they've done with Wyman and Silva, and then Matt Serra versus GSP. Obviously has a good camp. So, I mean, I like Sterling, but I see Peter Yan just putting on, just taking him, going to the ground, just smashing, pretty much what Chris said. But I see this going like in the 4th and 5th round, in later rounds. But yeah, I just see Peter Yan stopping him, ground and pound.
All right, Mr. Vera.
Yeah, it's a close fight, man. This was a hard one for me to pick. Yan is a tough boxer with solid wrestling. Really great takedown defense. Aljo, not really known for his wrestling. He's known for his jiu-jitsu, but his takedowns are not always there. He is aggressive from his back. He's always looking for submission. He is a submission hunter. He does have 8 submissions to his credit. So I mean, he does get the submissions. He did surprise Sanhagen the last time in that fight. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna go with Yan. 5-round decision. I mean, the last time Yan lost was split decision to Magomedov. Yeah, in 2017. It was lost since 2017. I think it was the 2nd fight in the UFC. I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
And that's the last time this guy lost. Now, I haven't been 100% sold on Yan, so I don't think he's going to knock out Aljo. I mean, look, I know he TKO'd Aldo. Aldo hasn't really been the same Aldo for years. So that TKO is one thing. And then the only other KO is against Faber, who came back out of retirement to take that fight. So it's an older Faber, not the same Faber that we were used to, not the same California kid. It's more the adult kid.
Yeah.
So...
And Aldo wasn't even supposed to fight for the title, I think, because the only reason he got it because Cejudo called him out.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, you have that, and then he has decision wins against Rivera, Dodson. So I mean, he doesn't have that many KOs. He's got 7 and 7, but I don't think he's got quite that power. I think he's the kind of guy that builds up and beats you throughout the rounds and eventually puts you away. So that's why. But I don't see him pilling Aljo. I think you're going to see the top-notch Aljo. He's going to hang in there. He's going to do the best he can. I think. Longo will give him a good plan, but not good enough to beat Peter Yan for sure. 5-round decision, Peter Yan.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Tough fight. I think it's gonna be a closer fight than we expect, but I still see Peter Yan, grinding it out. 5-round decision.
Definitely agree. All right, now let's move to the second title defense. That is the women's featherweight championship. Of course, man, she's the god of right now in the women's, and that's the fucking weight class, man. That's Amanda Nunes, man.
On their newborn,
Megan Anderson.
They just had a kid. I'm just saying congratulations to Nina Ansaroff and Amanda Nunes. Love that story.
All right, well, go ahead, take it away now. I want you to take it away, right there. Go ahead.
I was just throwing.
Go for it, brother. Go for it.
Okay. The story of this card so far has a reoccurring theme for me, and that is my heart versus my brain. What I want, what I think will happen in this one are kind of torn. And I got a surprise. Let me show you guys why. A little braggadocious rights here. This is why this fight.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
This is why this card is hard for me. I am very close friends with someone who was Megan's sponsor in Invicta. He's shout out Rob Hamilton, runs Aardvark Painting, and he sponsored so many Invicta fighters. That's how I was able to go to so many Invicta events. Missed her first fight where she got tapped in a triangle by Elsa from Frozen. I forget her name.
Felicia Spencer.
No. I'm talking about back in Invicta. Her
back in the
debut, the Swedish lady with the big ponytail. She had like one UFC fight. But But yeah, Megan tore through everyone in Invicta almost very easily on her way to that title, not named Cyborg. That fight was going to happen in Invicta. It didn't. Cyborg got signed. That fight was going to happen in UFC. Something happened. I think Cyborg pulled that negotiation thing where her manager got her Twitter and started posting fake pictures of Dana White doing some fucked up shit. I don't know the details. That's not what this is about. But no, she's a homegirl. Like, we've chilled. Like, we're not best friends or anything like that. But like at the Fighter Hotel, we've hung out, we've talked. She's really nice. I loved watching her career blossom into where it is now. Amanda Nunes is going to fucking kill her. It's really going to be unfortunate, and I'm not going to look forward to seeing what's about to happen this Saturday.
You were just trying to put it very nice as possible. That's why I had to give that long story. Oh, she's a sweetheart, man. I love her very much, but you got to get your ass whooped, man. By
it's not gonna, I mean, it's not going to be pretty. It's going to, oh man, like if Megan wins this, I'm going to love that. But Amanda Nunes is
it's
very
too late
easy.
for that, Chris.
Right, it's too late. You already made your pick already.
But it's probably my she's very close to becoming probably my favorite fighter of all time. And I don't like people that separate the genders. Oh, she's the best woman fighter of all time. Fuck that title. She's one of the best fighters of all time. And she's just too talented and too mean. Megan's got a slow start. She doesn't exactly hit that hard right away. She kind of needs to feel herself out. She's a clean 6 feet.
Yeah.
In that picture, she's crouching, and she's still as taller than me. I'm a little bit in the forefront. Her kickboxing is great. She's there with James Krause, who is a master game planner. But I just don't think she hits hard enough soon enough, and she's not fast or mean enough. And I think Nunes comes out and just smokes her like a Cuban cigar, and it's gonna suck. But good for Amanda, who is my favorite fighter of all time. It's what's supposed to happen in this fight. And if Megan wins, it's gonna be Sarah GSP all over again. Huge upset. Yeah, just fuck. I'm not looking forward to watching this, but I'm going to.
Oh wow! You just hope she better be watching this as well too.
No, she's not. She's very focused. She does like Twitch stuff with her BFF is Laura Senko, so they do a lot of like streaming stuff, which I don't even think they're doing right now because she's in fight mode. Yeah, man. Like I would love if Megan wins, I'll be fucking stoked. But I love Nunes also. I think she's just not ever going to lose the rest of her career after this fight. There's nobody left.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's
her only option is to either have Valentina come back up for that rematch or she cuts down to 125 somehow. But we know that ain't happening.
That's not going to happen. I don't think so. All right, Richard.
No, it's the same. I mean, if you look at Nunes, I mean, like he said it best, it doesn't matter about the gender. She's one of the greatest fighters of all time. I mean, looking at her record, I mean, she hasn't lost since 2014 to Zingano, and she's fighting the cream of crop from Shevchenko to Rousey.
That was war. She was winning a lot of that. That was a teeter-totter seesaw fight, man. So that wasn't even like an easy win for Zingano. She deserved that win, but it was not easy for either whatever.
And seeing the records, like I don't like he was saying, I don't like use MMA math either. Megan Anderson lost to Felicia Spencer, a couple years ago. We know how that went for Nunes. Nunes smashed Spencer. I mean, there's no easy way to say it. It's just Nunes is going to win by KO. We just got to see how brutal the KO is going to be.
Yeah, that's it right there. I think it's just going to be. I think it's going to be like a jab leg kick, right hook, and just like the haymaker she landed on Cyborg. Just overhand right, something like that, man.
If she gets a title shot with really, I mean, her record in the UFC is 3-2, not the best record, and not really fighting anyone because really, there's no one there for the featherweight division. There's no one.
Her in Jermaine Durand. I mean, I can't even off the top of my head without looking up the roster think of anyone else in 45.
You can't, because I looked right now in the UFC. I've looked at it 3 times today. The UFC featherweight women's division rankings. There's no rankings. It's just Amanda Nunes the champion.
No.
Which I was like, whoa.
And Invicta's not doing anything, and they can't pull anyone from Invicta.
And for the MMA rankings, the other websites they just have Bellator fighters on the list. There's really not anybody.
They fucking cut my homegirl Tanya Evinger, who's also a homegirl.
Tanya Evinger, she's been around for years.
Yeah, I was just talking to her yesterday, man. Like she just hungry, man. She's just got nowhere to go and nowhere to do it. The Gators got to eat. That's her catchphrase, and she's not in the UFC, and Invicta's not doing anything right now. Bellator is kind of doing some stuff.
A little bit,
they got Amanda Bell, who I love. She was a sponsor E. under Aardvark with Megan and Tanya. That's how that circle kind of got started. But man, that you can't pull from Bellator. Like,
Mm-hmm.
do it. Just do it. They can do it. They can pull an Impact AEW, but they just won't. Dana is too proud and doesn't like Scott enough to even open the door to the conversation.
No, I agreed 100%. All right,
and
Alex.
I mean, she had. I'm sorry. I'm just saying. I mean, it would be possible, like Chris is saying, if she was faster, had a little power punching, if she was more of an aggressor. But I don't see it happening. Megan has the length and the height advantage. The girl's 6 feet. She's like what, 4 or 5 inches taller than Nunes.
Yeah,
if
like
she can use her reach and some power, I mean, it is possible.
Her combos are good, but she just has to get them off. She usually wins a fight after hitting a couple of sick combos. When she took out Mary, she fucked her eye up. I forget her name, but yeah, it was combos. It was pressure, combo, head kick, pressure, combo, head kick. Where Amanda is just, I'm just gonna hit you once, and you're not gonna know what day it is.
Exactly.
I think a good fight for her, if they could bring her in from PFL, was Kayla Harrison.
Yeah,
Kayla Harrison would be interesting. Sure. I mean, that's the only real fight that's kind of still interesting. That would be like, okay, you don't really know what could happen there, but I still think Amanda Nunes would win that fight. But I think Kayla Harrison would give her a good fight too.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be bad.
I know you're just trying to put it very soft.
I hope I'm wrong. I hope she comes out of that fight, just fine. And
no, you're not. I hope it's not Irvine.
You're not wrong.
It's not Irvine. It better not be Irvine.
You're not wrong about that. Alex, talk to me.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't see anyone beating Nunes right now. I mean, it's just so crazy because I used to watch her on Strikeforce. If you would have asked me back then, I would never thought she would make it this far, and and she's beaten everyone, from Holly Holm to Ronda to Misha. I mean, she's pretty much beat every big name. So, yeah, just right now there's no competition, and it would be cool. It would be cool to see Megan win. It'd probably be one of the biggest upsets in history if she would have pulled this off. But fortunately, I just don't see it happening. I just see Nunes, being better than her in her stand-up ground, everything. So yeah, I see Nunes playing it off. Probably 3rd round, 4th round.
You think it's? I mean, respect that you think it's going to go that long. That would be great. I would like to get my money's worth.
Megan's tough.
No, I know that.
She's tough. She's durable.
Her finishes. She hasn't been KO'd I think ever.
Yeah,
it's a lot of submissions.
I think she beat Zingano too.
Yeah, I love that. People bitching about that fight. Oh, she didn't beat Zingano. She cheated. She poked her eye. No, Zingano turned her back and ran and got kicked in the eyeball. Oh, that's
yeah. That's what happened. Everybody remembers that. Yeah.
Oh, Cindy Dandois. That was the person I was thinking of that beat Megan. She looked like Elsa. She had the big ponytail. She'd cosplay. Cindy Dandois. That's right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah,
for sure.
All right, Coach, talk to me, Coach.
Oh man, come on, Amanda Nunes all the way by just massacre, murder, KO in the 2nd round. It's my opinion. I think she's gonna feel her out in the 1st round. She was really patient in that Durandamy fight, even with the Felicia Spencer
with the Fisher, dude.
That'd be a good fight, but sad right now. Sad with what's going on with Spencer Fisher.
Yeah.
No, but Felicia Spencer, I mean, she let Spencer Fisher through 5 rounds. I mean, she beat that poor girl senseless. And then, Durandamy, I mean, you could tell she just felt her out and, she took her down.
Made me nervous, yeah.
Yeah, it made you nervous. It made me nervous to win that fight, but she was smart. I mean, she's Durandamy is a great stand-up fighter. I mean, world champion kickboxer. I mean, she knew that, and she felt it, the 1st, 2nd round, and then after that, she started going to her wrestling, taking her down. Put her down, controlling the fight on the ground. So, I mean, she's super smart. Her fight IQ is through the roof. But I think with Megan, like you said, Chris, she's a slow starter, not a big puncher, and I think that's where Amanda Nunes is going to turn it up. She's going to feel that out in that 1st round, see how she lands, and then that 2nd round, she's just going to put her on her, take her out. I mean, she's going to have that mom power coming into this fight, I think, and she's going to take her out. Take her out in that 2nd round for sure. KO. It's going to be a brutal KO. I see it.
Oh,
the way I see it, I think Amanda is she wants a KO. She hasn't had a KO in a while. I think she's gonna be hungry, becoming a new mom, wanting to represent for all the moms out there. She's gonna get a big, huge KO. I see it in the second round.
Yeah, very solid point. I mean, you guys are right. I mean, there's really nobody left. I mean, I'm looking at who she's fought, but I just forgot about one individual, which is the women's strawweight champion. That's Zane. She hasn't fought her. I haven't seen. I mean, they haven't fought each other.
Pounds smaller Asian lady. Is that you're
Yes.
talking about?
Weili Zhang?
Yeah.
Weili Zhang?
Yeah,
Oh no
Zhang.
way! She'd murder that
She's
poor
literally
girl.
half the size of a man.
Well, let's say yeah, but
No
she
way.
goes up. She goes up to that to Amanda.
She gains 25 pounds.
No.
No way. Weili Zhang?
No.
No.
All right.
That would be a murder.
That'd be like Khabib going up against like Weidman or some shit.
What are you talking about, Ivan?
Oh shit!
No.
Oh,
Weili Zhang.
hey, I was just mentioning. Come look at the women's, obviously
understand.
big class, And I was just wondering, what about she goes up at least 25 pounds?
What about Rose? Is Rose a good one? No way.
Rose.
No.
Okay, you guys
No.
keep talking. I'm gonna pull up a picture that I posted to my MMA website.
Oh,
Keep
man.
talking. It's good.
I mean,
Right here.
what do you see now with her? I mean, okay, she wins this fight Saturday.
Yeah.
What's next? She should fight retire or what? Or she should go
Honestly,
down?
it's either retirement or she gets that third fight with Shevchenko
Yeah.
and tries to put her out, take her out, put
Yeah.
an exclamation mark on that trilogy. I mean, she's won all of them, but put an exclamation mark on that, end her career on a high note, take out Shevchenko, knock her out, and then ride off to the sunset.
Yeah.
That's really it. I mean, if you're looking at just fighters in the UFC, it's her taking that third fight with Shevchenko and just making a show out of it and really putting her away instead of making it going all 5 rounds, taking her on maybe the second or third round or something like that. Like really put an exclamation point in her career. But I mean, outside of that, who can they bring in? Nobody really. Bellator's definitely not releasing anybody. PFL is the only one that they work with really. And like I said, that'd be Kayla Harrison, but I don't think Kayla will take that fight right now. She's trying to build up her career slowly, and not trying to get murdered already in her I think she's only fought 5 or 6 times.
Yeah.
So, I think she's not ready for that caliber fighter either. So
Just put her with Clarissa Shields.
Yeah.
Barely won on
Oh,
Contender,
man.
right? Is that who we're talking
I mean,
about?
she hasn't lost, right? Clarissa Shield has no losses, no wins
Well, she
either. But I
hasn't fought
mean,
MMA. Yeah,
No, she
well,
hasn't.
yeah.
Is she the boxer that just came over to the Contender Series and kind of edged out the decision, or am I thinking of like Ann Wolf?
Well, no.
No,
she's in the.
she's in the PFL
Well,
too, right?
she just signed her PFL. Yeah,
Yeah.
PFL.
Was she? Who was the female boxer that just came over? Who's like the greatest female boxer of all time? She went on Contender Series and just edged out a decision.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Danielle, I think that's her name. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Female boxer UFC Contender Series wasn't Ann Wolf. Ann Wolf is like 90 right now. Danielle Wolf.
Yeah.
Okay, I got the Wolf part right.
By the way, that picture of Derek Lewis behind Calderwood looks terrifying.
Yeah, that's the next
For
fight.
Calderwood, she looks like she's scared.
Where that ass, Ronda Rousey? Ronda Rousey, where you find ass at? He literally said that after he beat her husband to a pulp.
Oh, Travis Brown.
my
Oh
God.
god.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, we're talking about who's next for Derek Lewis. It's JoJo. All right, enough of that. Go
That makes
follow
sense.
Hilarious
That makes
on-
sense.
Well,
All right.
And then you're gonna have Weili Zhang, right?
Yeah.
Mandy Nunez. Yeah, I can see that.
Now it's time for the main event. That is, of course,
Give it a shot.
The-
Say it. Don't mess this one up.
you want to say it? Okay, no.
I can probably say it.
No, yep. Which is obviously this is the for the undisputed light heavyweight championship,
Uh-huh.
which we have Jan Blachowicz versus Adesanya. That's what we're gonna have.
You said it right for an American. I think it's Jan Blachowicz.
Whatever, man. I'm
I
just
think that's how he.
Blachowicz.
Blachowicz or Blachowicz, whatever, man.
Yeah.
You're killing me here, Larry. Oh yeah, go ahead.
No, I've gone first too many times. This is,
All right, that's
No,
right.
no.
All right.
We gotta keep the streak going.
The streak is going.
man, damn, Jesus goddamn Christ! I like to see how Izzy moves at 205. I don't know how much he cuts down to get to 185, but I know he cuts a little bit, but not a lot. Kickboxing isn't really a big weight cutting sport. So, and I know Jan definitely cuts to get to 205 because I think he's fought at heavyweight before. Jesus Christ, Jan has turned a corner obviously to get that title. he definitely wasn't in the picture not too long ago, and now he's got that belt. Izzy, again, on the list of fighters who debut and win the title pretty quickly, I think within 3 years, maybe less, and rightfully so, because he is accurate, fast, and flashy. He is everything Dana White wants in a champion that can be the face of the company, and he is. Yeah, I think Izzy's going to catch Jan kind of trying to come in. Jan's a little aggressive with his boxing. He does like to come in. He comes in, not swinging per se, but they are picked shots. He picked his shots against Dominic Reyes, and it worked. That game plan probably won't work with. I'd have to check the reach out, but I'm assuming maybe a lankier Izzy, even at 185.
Yeah.
And more accurate, and the experience, and he sets those traps. He talks about it all the time. He sets traps. He makes you do something you didn't know you were about to do, and you step on a landmine of a fist or a head kick. Happened to Gastelum, happened to Anderson, it happened to Whitaker. He just waits for you. It's like Connor. He waits for you to miss, and then he's already 2 steps ahead of you, and then you're on the ground. Man, another champ. Probably going to happen. It's like 79% definitely going to be Izzy in within 2 rounds. It's going to be very, very entertaining fight up until then, unless Jan gets outside of those crazy sniper shots and flashy spin kicks and sticks to boxing or takes them down, which will be wow. No one has tried that. I mean, if they have, I think Gastelum would have been the best bet, but didn't do that. But Izzy round 2 TKO. That's if I'm putting $20 down, that's what I'm picking.
Okay. All right.
That's it, man. That's, I think he's going to just be a little, not even a little smarter. If he's going to outsmart him, it's going to be about a lot for sure. He's very clever, very clever. But Jan hits hard, and he, again, he probably needs less shots. But Izzy his shots are going to be more accurate for sure. It's going to be kind of like that Connor style where it's like, speed beats power, accuracy beats speed. That's definitely going to be Izzy's game.
Okay. All right. Richard.
Pretty much the same. I think it will probably go in 3rd or 4th round, possibly. I could see him just picking him apart, and then he'll go for the knockout. Like he was saying, he sets up traps, and his fighter IQ is through the roof.
Yeah. God damn. It is. Yeah.
It's too much for Jan.
Yeah.
But I want to see it like, let's say somehow he loses. This would be a big loss. He's 20-0, but then again, I could hear some of the excuses. Oh, well, he went up the lightweight division. That wasn't his weight class. It wasn't for him. I just feel they're always going to be a little bit negative for Jan. And then, let's say he beats Israel. Let's say Jones comes back. I mean, this is a big challenge for Jan. Your first title defense is versus this guy.
Yeah.
It should have been Glover, in my opinion.
Nope. But
you're fighting a beast Ezra. That's not even, let's see what he did to Costa, Whitaker, Gastelum. I mean, his record speaks for himself, and his talent and his fight IQ speaks for himself. He can do it all. So I see him winning within, I would say, 3rd or 4th round TKO.
All right. Alex.
The problem with Jan is that when he goes aggressive and he starts throwing big shots, he tends to leave himself really open, and it's very, and a guy like Adesanya is going to look to counter, which is going to be easy because he leaves himself wide open, especially when he's loading up. And I see. But I see Jan probably doing that game plan. Try to be aggressive and try to land that big shot. Because I think when you're that close, because Costa tried to do the same thing. Costa tried to be the aggressive one, and when you're that close to someone, you're limiting the kicks. And I think John's going to try to do that. But the problem with Costa is he tried to do that, but he didn't throw anything.
No.
He didn't throw anything. So, but Blachowicz is not a guy.
It was the wine.
It was the wine, bro. The wine. It was the wine, bro.
But with Blachowicz, he's not going to do that. He's going to throw. He's going to throw big shots, especially when he did Reyes too. And who knows if he could catch him, I think he could put him out. But it's kind of hard not to. It's kind of hard to not pick against Adesanya. I think Adesanya is going to have something up his sleeve. I think he knows that he's going to come aggressive and forward, and he's going to have something up his sleeves and probably counter for kick or something. He's going to set up something. And I see him finishing probably in the 2nd round.
Oh wow.
Yeah, same.
All right, coach.
All right. Well, this is gonna be a great fight. Big move up for Israel. You know, moving up to light heavyweight. I think he's chasing John Jones. I think he wants to become the champ to really entice John Jones to come back to 205. I mean, there's rumors of him possibly one day moving up to heavyweight, but I think that'd be too far down the line. So I think if he becomes champ,
who is moving up to heavyweight? Izzy?
Well, Izzy, that's the rumor, is that he's chasing John Jones and he'll go up to heavyweight. But I don't see that happen. I think 205
you have to eat all the horse meat that Alistair has.
Yeah. You'd have to have some of those Canelo tacos, you know? Like,
right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the only way he goes up to heavyweight. But, you know, I think Izzy's got definitely the right strategy to beat Jan Blachowicz here.
Yeah.
Jan's good, but, you know, like Alex said, he does get sloppy when he starts swinging. He does leave himself open for those counters, which Izzy will just eat up. You know, take him all, you know, he'll just eat that up all day. Counter. And Izzy's a great counter puncher. You give him the chance like Jan can do, he's going to take him out. You know, Jan could possibly go the takedown route, maybe try and put him down on the floor, but nobody's taking down really, you know, Izzy. Izzy's got a great takedown defense of 86% takedown defense. So I don't see that route working out for him either. Standing, I think, is going to go wrong for him. You know, and as far as for him going up in weight, he used to be a kickboxing champion. I think his record was 75-5 with 27 KOs, and he did that at cruiserweight and heavyweight. And he was a 3-time champion in that division. So I don't think going up to light heavyweight is really going to affect him at all. You know, whether it's speed. I think with power, I'm actually might give him a little more pop in his punches. But I see this going. I'm going to go with Richard. I think 3rd or 4th round TKO for sure. I don't think he's going to put him out that quick. I think he's going to feel him out a bit. You know, try to set up the traps like he always does, and eventually take him out 3rd, 4th round.
Yeah, I agree.
Because Jan's not going to be an easy guy to take out either. You know, he could take a punch as well. And you know, if he goes in aggressive, I think Izzy's going to try and time him. You know, build those traps eventually where he takes him out.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. Now we broke down all these fights.
What about you, Ivan? Who do you have?
I'm gonna have to go with Izzy on this one, man. I mean, I'm gonna have to agree with everything. All the battle points you guys said, it's on point because I mean, realistically, I mean, come on, he wants to be like how Coach said. He wants to be the next John Jones. He wants to be the pound for pound champ. I mean, if this is a way for him to call out Jones to come back to 205, I don't think so. I think Jones is running away from that. I don't think he doesn't want to. I think he's already looking forward in the future of being the heavyweight champion.
You think Jones, with that specific sentence in the wording you put it, do you think Jones is deliberately going to heavyweight to avoid Izzy?
No, that's not the thing. See? Hold on. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I know. No. Yeah. But hold on. No, it does. I know it sounds like I'm kind of saying no, but that's not my intentions. Okay. I feel like basically.
Because I know that's what Izzy thinks. Izzy thinks that because their Twitter beef is off the fucking chart.
Oh yeah, I know. And I know it is.
There's almost more pressure on Izzy to win this, not for the belt, but to not hear it from Jones when he loses.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
Oh yeah.
It is never going to end. You're going to hear Izzy Titty go back to video games, Dragon Ball Dork. You're going to
hear. I mean, you already heard Jones talking to Cyril Gonal and telling him that Daddy's coming and you better make it better for Daddy. So if you think that's bad, for Izzy is going to be 100 times worse.
I don't know why. Yeah, man, as good as Jones is, man, homie definitely. Scott, he takes advantage of his ability to take a day off from the gym, I guess, because that free time is off the charts.
You're right.
But I think it's
see you later, Richard. Have a good night. There you go. Oh, you're back. Disappeared for a second.
But yeah, no, like
I think it's smart. Yeah, I think it's smart because Izzy's gonna try to wait when he's ready, and when he's doing that, Jones is just gonna get older. He's gonna get older.
Well, the thing is, Izzy is, dare I say, almost guaranteed older than Jones, by a lot. Yeah. What? Really? I thought Izzy was 35. He's only 31?
No, Izzy's not 35, no.
No, I was way off. How old is Jones? 33. Okay, they're the same age, basically. I mean, 2 year give or take.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought Izzy was a little bit older than Jones, man. But I mean, as far as UFC career, I mean, Jones has the miles, but
because I don't think he's taking that much damage like Jones has had.
Yeah, Izzy's taking almost.
I agree.
If you watch his KO losses in kickboxing, he's been flatlined for sure. He's been
Yes,
put out.
especially his last loss in kickboxing was horrible.
Yeah,
was that
and
kid
the guy
Alex
he
Pereira?
fought. Yeah, the guy he fought.
Against Pereira.
Yeah, that was a brutal KO.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as that damage goes, I mean, almost zero. That Gastelum fight was probably the hardest fight Izzy's had in MMA for sure.
And I mean, even if you look at the two records too, you look at like their record of who they fought. I mean, Izzy's fought nothing but high caliber opponents, through his UFC career.
I think Jones's record isn't that.
No, I'm talking about Jan Blachowicz. I don't. I like Blachowicz. No, I think for Blachowicz. Sorry, back to that fight.
Names on Jones's
no, Jones. No, come on. Jones fought them all. No, I'm talking about Blachowicz. Blachowicz is, his what is his big win? Is maybe Corey Anderson. That's probably a big win, but he had lost to Anderson before.
The title win was not bad.
Dominic, yeah.
Dominic Reyes is no joke, but something happened that night where he just, I don't think.
Yeah, and he's still young though. Dominic's still young. Like, he just started his real career. Like, he hasn't even hit his prime yet, I think. So.
Oh, geez, I hope not. Yeah, I mean, when he came in, he was definitely. I mean, goddamn, almost all finishes except for the Ozdemir fight, 6-7 finishes in a row.
Yeah,
Reyes was definitely on track to being the guy to finish Jones, and
I think that fight with Jones got a little too in his head. I think he got a little too confident.
We saw that with Hamilton.
Too overconfident.
Yeah. I keep calling him Hamilton. Anthony Smith, not
Anthony Smith. Yeah. Anthony Smith hasn't been the same since that fight.
Oh, I know. And he was blaming himself for that too. He's like, I don't know. Jones didn't do anything to me. I didn't show up. I'm like, no, bro. Jones stifled you. Jones did what he did, and he's done that to everybody.
Everybody, yeah. And he says that too. He's like, nobody's ever the same after the fight. It's kind of true. Nobody's really the same after a fight. John Jones is not the same kind of fighter.
Yeah, nobody's won the title after Jones, that Jones hasn't won it back from and never lost to. I mean, basically, I'm saying Jones has had it, and then it was,
taken away.
DC for legal reasons, and then taken back away twice.
Yeah.
And then given up by Jones again. That's the only way that title has ever left Jones's hand, is either stripped or taken or given up.
Yeah. I mean, the only closest fight that it was for me, in my opinion, was when the first fight I'm talking about is Jones and Gustafsson. So that fight,
100%.
It was super close.
That was super close. Yeah.
Well, I mean, to be fair, on the technicality, Chael Sonnen almost was the new champ by like a minute.
Yeah.
That's no joke. That's no joke. If they went to corners, that fight was over. If the doctor had looked down and saw Jones's toe dangling off like a bad shoestring, that fight would have been called and Chael would have been champ.
Yeah, definitely. So now, out of all, we already broke down every card of the fight. Which one will steal the show? Which fight, in your opinion?
Now, I want this to be on the entire card. So, pick out of the entire card, which fight do you think will either surprise or stand out amongst them all?
Okay, yeah.
Take it away, Ivan.
Me? Man, I mean, shit. You're asking me, right? All right.
I'm definitely asking. No, I'm talking about the Ivan. I don't know any other Ivans.
Yeah.
You know what? I want the opening match. I actually want Santos and Rakic. I think that's gonna be
okay.
I want like that, just that heavy hitting. I'm hoping that opening will be like, wow, holy shit, that was like a fucking phenomenal, fucking great opening, and it gets us like excited, like more pumped. I cannot wait for more like this. I feel this great, this opening matchup in the main card. I feel I hopefully can steal the show. All right, so go ahead. You want to go ahead and take over and ask the questions?
Oh man, always watch it. Yeah, always watch a Tim Elliott fight.
Tim Elliott.
If he's on the card ever, win, lose, or draw blood, Tim Elliott is scrappy. He's old school scrappy. He's new school scrappy.
Yeah,
he is just insane. I mean, he took that Demetrius Johnson fight, and no one thought he was going to do any percentage of well in that fight. And it went, all 5 rounds?
Yeah.
He was active and just a little whirlwind of Tasmanian devil that entire fight.
He almost had him too.
He did. He gave him a run for his money.
Yeah. I mean, pretty sure he was on Ultimate Fighter. Yeah, exactly. Even on that, man.
He won the season. Yeah.
He's just always a scrappy mofo, man. Even back down to like his early career, and then he had 2 different runs in UFC. He had the first run from the Ultimate Fighter, went to Titan, came back to UFC. I mean, his win-loss record is very 50-50, but that gives no shits when he fights as entertaining as he does. So always watch a Tim Elliott fight. probably not fight of the night, but that's only because he's in the lofty company of that main card. If this was a fight of the night and he was on the main card, just write the check right now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's my sleeper hit of the summer right there.
All right, Richard.
Yeah, just looking at the cards, like you said, Elliott stands out, Udong stands out, Benavidez and Cruz.
God, I wish they were fighting. Fuck.
Yeah,
All right.
Fight.
Did Benavidez fight Elliott at one point?
No, I'm talking about Cruz and Benavidez, man. I would love to
Oh,
see
yeah,
that
well,
shit someday in the UFC.
I think I'm gonna pick that Benavidez fight versus
Nice.
Askarov. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm very curious to see where he goes after
after
David
that loss.
stole his soul in front of his wife twice.
Oh, man.
Oh god,
That
yeah.
was so sad to see.
God damn. I mean, all shout out to Megan Levy, man. She is a ride or die. Man, that is just to have that support system with him. And she understands the game. Obviously, she's one of the best night women in the business of all time. But to just be there for him and to watch that happen in the way it happened twice. I mean, essentially, he got finished twice in that first fight. I think he got like cracked and tapped, and then the third fight he got put out. Or I might have the order wrong, but man, there was just no shot for him against Davidson. That guy's on a planet right now.
I'm sorry, I'm not a Benavidez fan at all. I celebrate all those knockouts. I'll be honest.
Oh, wow.
I did not. I was happy every knockout. I was like, yep.
I'm not having.
I never believed the hype train of Benavidez. I never thought he was going to be champion. I thought he was good, but he's never going to be championship good.
Right. He will. I mean, everybody alpha male besides Cody is always a bridesmaid, never a bride. That's just the story of that camp.
Yeah.
I think Benavidez has since gone to Elevate or goes back and forth between the two. The only reason I didn't like Benavidez was because of what he did to my boy Miguel Angel Torres in WEC back in the day.
That guy. I love that guy. Torres.
29-0
huge fine. I was a huge fan of that guy before he even hit the big times at WEC. I heard about that guy.
Before that Brian Bowles fight, he was the second.
Oh, Brian Bowles. Yeah.
Who is now, I think, still locked up in jail for some fucked up stuff.
Yeah. For drugs, I think. Yeah.
But yeah, Miguel Angel Torres was the second coming of Jesus Christ back in the day, man. That was Indy Darling, 29-0, trained by Stephen Connor. Come on, man. Doesn't get any
Carlson
better.
Gracie black belt. Yeah. Oh, it's legit.
That is some hardcore shit right there. He came over he had like 2 fights in UFC and, is what it is. Now I think he's doing other stuff like weird. I think he's a little weird in the head. He makes like funny tweets. I think he got kicked out of the UFC for quoting Workaholics. Yeah, that's what it was.
Oh boy.
He quoted Workaholics. Dana White's like, okay, you're fired. He goes like, I was quoting a show that's on the network that you're on. What are you talking about? I think he made the joke, something about like, why do you have a white rape fan?
Yeah.
There was not candy.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember that comment.
Yeah, and it was a joke
horrible.
that Kyle Newencheck from Workaholics had said, and Workaholics is on FX, and that's back when UFC had just signed with Fox. And so it was all fucked. I'm like, what are you doing to this guy, man?
But Torres is taking a lot of punches though. In his defense, he's
I know. He's made a lot of weird tweets since then too. That are not questionable, just funny.
Does he still have his academy? Because I haven't followed up with him. I lost.
Yeah, he still does. Yeah,
I think I saw him on Facebook when he started having it. Like it became kind of like BJPen.com, where he just started having somebody else run it with articles. I'm kind of like, it's not really him anymore.
Yeah.
Anyways, we went back 20 years on that one. That was good.
Oh yeah.
I look up the old WEC record of.
I used to love WEC, man. That was a great promotion.
Oh, for sure, man. I could tell you stories about that, man.
I mean, Showtime came out of there. The Showtime kick.
So even before that, when Cowboys grandma gave him the stitch pattern that was on when he was on what was the tap out show?
Out show, yeah.
Yeah, when Cowboy was on tap out show,
was on that.
They stitched his bloody shorts into.
That's right. Yeah, he tried to bring that over to the UFC too. Oh, Chris froze.
I'm back.
Oh, you're back.
That scared the shit out of me, man. That never happens to me during a stream.
No. All right.
Yeah. And what I think Mask told him, like, never wash these shorts because he's like, I never washed these shorts. He's like, you never should. And he never washed his WEC shorts. And then they finally wore out, and then his grandma cut a patch of the blood out and started putting him on his hat. And then UFC was like, well, you can't wear the hat to the ring anymore or your bloody pants. And he's like, what the fuck? This is like, my grandma made this for me. And they're like, how about you just have your grandma stitch it to the inside of your current pants? And so a little fun fact, Cowboy always fights with a pair of shorts that he's never washed on the inside of his pants. I don't know how he doesn't have staff. That goes back to the WEC days, man. Back when all those chants, when Jose Aldo.
Oh yeah, the double knee tap on a Cub Swanson.
Knock out a Cub Swanson, man, brutal. When he finished Mike Brown for the belt, the old Chael Sonnen versus Paulo Filio rivalry.
That debacle.
We should do an episode one day of the analogy.
The rewind.
The rewind of WEC.
WEC, dude. Yeah. Man, I used to have the fucking. Here's one for you. Did you ever see King of the Cage Wet and Wild?
Oh god.
It was an outdoor event in like Lemoore back when you couldn't have MMA in California, so they go to Indian reservations. And King of the Cage was as shoddy as it came.
Oh, is this when everybody was like slipping and falling on the cage?
Yes, it starts raining. It starts raining, and they don't stop the fight. So they have these two fat guys. I forget who they were. I don't think it mattered, but I think it was actually Charles Crazy Horse Bennett versus Shad Smith at the time when Crazy Horse was like jumping off the top of the cage with drop kicks in an MMA fight. That's real. Look that up.
The Felon.
He became the Felon now.
Yeah.
But yeah, there were literally, it was like trying to have an MMA fight on a slip and slide, and they didn't stop the fucking car. They were like,
my God.
"You spent too much money on this." They actually renamed it Wet and Wild after the event and sold the DVD and was like their top seller. It's like, that's okay. That's about as trashy as it gets, dude.
Well, that's King of the Cage, though. That's King of the Cage.
Yeah, King of the Cage is awesome, man. So many people came out of King of the Cage.
Everybody came out of King of the Cage back in the day.
God damn, fuck that. That shit's crazy right there.
Travis, yeah.
Wow.
Travis Fulton's, what's going on with that, guys?
Yeah, that's probably
disgusting.
Yeah.
All right, Alex, who's the one you're fighting with?
I'm sorry, man. I so rarely get the chance to live.
It's okay, man. It's okay. It's all right.
A fight that stands out for you on this card.
Yeah, I kind of lost my place.
Are we still talking about the WBC?
I mean, like I said, there's so many big names here. Cruz is in this card, Benavidez, Car France. He's in this card too. He's always exciting to watch.
Another homie, yeah.
I like him. Jake Matthews is in this card too. He's in prelims. He's fun to watch.
Isn't he another street kickbox? Did he kickbox? Jake Matthews and Kai Kara France are both out of Izzy's camp.
Yeah, the same camp.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I think so.
Literally everybody in his camp that's in the UFC.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like every time he fights, he always brings his teammates in the same card.
Yeah, it makes sense because it's a long trip, and I think after quarantine for 2 weeks, they can't even. I think it happened to Dan Hooker couldn't go back to New Zealand.
Oh yeah, Dan Hooker,
fight, man.
Yeah,
man. I mean, that's why New Zealand's got a 0%
for the fight
rate, though.
But yeah, for this fight, I'm gonna have to agree with Ivan, which is kind of rare, but I'm gonna go with Santos.
Oh yeah, it is rare, bro. Why? You're the one calling me out. I'm not doing anything.
But yeah, I'll go with Ivan with Santos and Rakic. I think it's gonna be the one that steal the show.
Yeah.
If it does, man, it's gonna be good.
Yeah, definitely.
It's gonna be by a long shot if it does. So the way it seems right now is that we all have we're all picking the same winners. So when it comes to Tapology, it's going to come down to who picks the method in the round. So we're all get them right, except now the minute thing's going to come down, and then the rest of the card, obviously, because we do the whole card when we do Tapology, not just the main. So
yeah, I know. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to do my research on that for sure.
It's very interesting next week, for sure.
Yeah,
a lot of things. The future of the sport is always settled at events like this. A lot of answers are questioned, and new questions are going to be answered. It's nuts, man. This sport never stops. I love it.
Yeah, definitely. Coach, what do you got on this one?
Man, two fights that I'm looking forward to, but that he could steal a show is Dominic Cruz. I think Dominic Cruz could steal a show on that one. Really show a good comeback that he needs, a big win. So I can see, he's been putting in the time in the gym. I follow all his social media stuff. He's always putting in time in the gym, working on his footwork, his speed, his hands. So I think it could be an exciting fight. But I think the one that's really going to steal the show is probably going to be Aljo and Jan. I think that's going to be the one that steals. I think that's going to be the main event fight that really steals the show. Out of all the three, I think that one, because all the ones that you kind of really expecting who's going to win, but you kind of are all like, oh, well, Izzy's for sure is going to take it, or Amanda is just really going to murder her. I think Peter Yan and Aljo's a fight where, you know, people are kind of split on that one because Aljo's a tough opponent, you know, and Peter Yan's, you know, great boxer. I mean, like, devastating punching power too. So I think that's the fight that's definitely gonna steal the show. I think it's that one. I think there's gonna be some fireworks in that one.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm excited, man. Like, it's Christmas in March, you know, like life Tuesday.
I mean, 3 title fights. I mean, what more could you ask for?
Yeah.
This is a year-end like fight. This is a year-end kind of event.
December 30th card for sure.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward. Shit. I mean,
Can't wait for that press conference. I love watching the post fights.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
I would love to hear what Dana has to say about all of this.
Future of the sport
Oh, God.
changed forever in 4 days.
Let's just hope, you know, knocking on wood, that, you know, nothing is subject, you know, subject to change, last minute things.
You're talking about it makes me nervous.
It gets everybody nervous, you know. So let's just knock
There's
on wood.
been at
on
least
that.
one COVID poll on every card since they reopened last year.
So I mean, well, not only that, but also like the weigh-ins too. You had, you know.
Yeah, that, I mean, obviously that too. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
always there's a curse in cards like this. There is a big card curse. That's a real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's an unfortunate part. But I mean, we'll wait and see. So make sure, we gotta go ahead and do our typologies. I'll forward it to you, Chris. So I'm gonna do my research in the prelims. I mean, I do reckon. I mean, I know Cruz Benavidez for sure, and you know Tim Elliott. So, but the rest of them are gonna be like, okay. So, world champ. So get ready to defend your title, man. I still gonna work in that process, getting you a typology world belt, man.
If Ivan wins, it'll be the biggest upset.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
That's gonna be Matt Sergi if he won.
We'll have to wait and see. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in here on the episode 4 MMA here on Circle the Bay, here along with the Championship on the Line podcast as well. We'll be back next week as we recap, giving obviously our thoughts about the whole card, and also as well who won on the Tapology World Championships. So we got here the reigning, defending, right here. There's one of the half authors, of Pain right here, Mr. Alex Mata, defending his belt. So
we're splitting after this. There's no team.
over. Oh my god,
he's gonna retire.
You're taking down the bunk beds.
Oh.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in. Once again, this is the host, moderator, DB1 Ivan C, here with the director, the director, the CK1.
Bow to your sensei.
And also we have the coach. It's Coach Jose Vera, ladies and gentlemen. And also we have, it used to be now Authors of Pain. Now you have, just the Modest Brothers. You have Richard, and you have the
Champs on the Line.
You have exactly Championship on the Line podcast. And also, don't forget to tune in on their podcast as well. All the link will be right below. Check them on the YouTube channel, also on Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, all the audio platforms you can listen to them. And I don't know if you guys have any announcements if you guys want to make, so this will be out shortly.
No, not right now.
Yes. So.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Ivan books my schedule, so he can know what we got going on.
Okay. Well, once again, this is Alex and Richard Amadas from the Championship on the Line podcast. And once again, thank you very much for tuning in, and we will see you guys next week, giving you the recap and we'll find out if Alex is still the world champion of Tapology.
Most likely, yes.
We'll find out. We'll see you guys.